Hi everyone, welcome to Pittsburgh Earth Day's Veged, your show for Earth-inspired eats featuring innovative chefs from around the city. Hi, I'm Natalie Bensavanga, your host for this evening's show, and I have been plant-based for over 10 years, so I was so excited when I heard that Pittsburgh Earth Day was about to embark on this new adventure. And speaking of new adventures, if you haven't checked out the Green Voice newsletter, you definitely should. There's lots of ways to learn how to live more sustainably and eat healthier with fantastic recipes. And speaking of recipes, we are going to be cooking up some real goodness tonight here inside the Water Source by Dawn's Appliances on Baum Boulevard in East Liberty. Water Source is the first location under the Dawn's Appliances brand dedicated to kitchen and bathroom fixtures. We are cooking in the living kitchen that flaunts new luxury collections by Thermador, Professional and Masterpiece, as well as the Galley workstation. And I don't know if you can tell, but there's a couple of guys working behind me, two amazing chefs, in fact, and I'm gonna tell you a little bit about them. Chef Anthony is currently the corporate chef for Dawn's Appliances, overseeing all culinary aspects, including interactive appliance demonstrations, customer use and cares, as well as cooking for private events and classes in Dawn's Appliances' 10 showrooms. Chef Anthony has over 17 years of professional experience in the food industry, and he is a graduate of the CIA's Professional Chef Series. Chef Bill Fuller of Big Burrito Restaurant Group is committed not only to inspired eats, but to giving back, serving on the board of the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank, as well as cooking alongside students in the cooking club at Obama Traditional Academy. So let's see what they're cooking up behind me.
Thank you so much, Natalie. Bill Fuller, my man, thank you for coming down.
Nice to
be here. What are we doing? Give me one, sit.
There we go.
Let's dive right into the hard work we got here, talking about this recipe.
So we're gonna do two dishes here, and the first dish we're gonna do is kind of a home-sized version of the mushroom dish we do at Alta Via. Now we have a big wood-burning grill at Alta Via. We grill the mushrooms. We brown off this smoked mozzarella. We fry crispy sage. We make like another sage dressing. It's a lot of pieces and parts.
Mm-hmm. A lot of moving components.
A lot of components. And
we're bringing it down for you guys.
Nobody cooks like that at home.
No.
One of the cool mushrooms, though, and that mushroom I'm going to use today, is this royal trumpet mushroom. And I mean, this mushroom couldn't look more like a mushroom. Like it's like the mushrooms they have in fairy tales.
You're right. It's picture perfect right there. You know what I mean?
Well, here, that's a better one. That's a really nice one right there.
Yeah.
And what we're going to do is we're going to cut these in half. Now, all mushrooms on the stem, most mushroom stem is edible, but you got to kind of think about the spot where it's sort of tougher, and if you can feel it.
Yeah, like more fibrous on that bottom tip, and you've cut that one.
I clean those up, but I'm going to take off about an inch of this one, and I'm just going to slice it.
And it's tougher to break down, obviously, for you guys at home, right?
Yeah. Now, I got this pan nice and hot.
Yeah.
And we're going to start it. We're just going to sear these mushrooms, and hopefully I'll make some smoke.
Make a little. Listen, if you're not making some smoke and grabbing some hot pans, guys, are you really even cooking? You know what I mean? Bill's on the induction cooktop here, so we got the two-way induction.
Jack it up.
Jack it up. Crank that bad boy. So it'll use all the BTUs, and now it's gonna borrow the energy from the other pan, and really create that. The induction's kind of where we boil that water in 90 seconds, where we get that hot heat that we love.
Yeah, I'm still trying to get used to it. I'm old.
Yeah,
I'm old.
You're a blue star. You're a gas guy. You know what I mean? You're
I'm on my second blue star at my second house.
Yeah, you're on that that 22,000 BTU. That's your heat in life.
So we're just gonna let these mushrooms brown in this skillet a little bit. I'm gonna give them a little bit of butter here to give them some nice flavor.
And it's good to talk about the amount of mushrooms. They're gonna suck up some liquid, right, Bill?
Right. And there's enough here. That's gonna be about 2 portions. Now we're gonna make a real nice pile on this plate. But I mean, once you get through eating a couple of royal trumpet mushrooms, with everything else involved, that's enough mushrooms.
Yeah.
I love mushrooms.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier that in my house, nobody eats mushrooms in my house but me, so I never cook them at home. It's not worth it. It's just everybody gets annoyed. Why'd you make mushrooms? Why'd you put mushrooms in that?
It smells excellent too. I mean, but these royal trumpets, man, they're gonna be thick and meaty.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's not like you're gonna get your lighter button or even your baby bellas. I mean, these are thick cuts.
And this is one of those things when you try to talk about, if somebody's trying not to eat meat, But one of the things you miss with meat is you miss like
That big,
eating that steak.
You're right,
You know,
biting into that
biting
thick,
in it, chewing it, the umami, getting a good sear on something. And there's not a lot of vegetable ways to reproduce that.
Yeah.
A nice seared mushroom. We'll see how it looks here. Almost. We're gonna get nice and brown, and then we're gonna flip them. And while they finish on the other side, we're gonna saute a piece of that cheese.
Oh man, I've been waiting for this since you brought this cheese out, man. I don't know. I know you counted the stack because I was gonna kind of dive into that. You know,
You kept grabbing the cheese.
man,
I
I know,
thought you were gonna run away with it.
like a mouse with some cheese, buddy. That's it. That looks great though. Man.
right.
Good caramelization, and then plus, you know, you're using a nice cast iron. I like that. You know.
Yeah. Well, I don't want the cheese to stick. The cheese sticking is the whole thing here, you know. But you want with mushrooms, seared mushrooms, you want a nice dense pan, so it holds the heat, so you get a good sear. Look at that thing that's running away from me.
Exactly. Mind of its own, huh? They look beautiful though. That's what you want.
I used to cook for a living way back in the day. Way back in the day.
I don't think you're rusty at all, though. You know what I mean? I wouldn't say you've lost a step at all.
And I'm going to give a little seasoning. Now, another thing about cooking with only vegetables, one of the mistakes people make is they're afraid a little salt and peppers, you know, is not healthy. And the fact of the matter is you got to bring the flavor out.
Yeah, you're right. You got to bring the flavor out, especially like, you know, the salt is going to bring out some of the moisture in these veggies and give it a texture and give it a good flavor. You know what I mean? That's really what you got to
That's nice.
work on.
This pan just wants to keep moving here. We're going to bring these mushrooms out.
Yeah. Guys, check that out. Beautiful color on those. That cast is nice. Nothing wrong with cast iron cooking, man. It's a fun.
It's nice, it's fun. And you know what? You don't wash the pan, you just wipe it out.
And that's
Save
really
it
where
till
I
next
come
time.
into play, man. I'm not the, you know, quintessential, you know, washer of the dishes. You know, I make the mess, I like to say in the house. So.
The thing is, I'm better at washing the dishes than everybody else in the house.
Really?
Well, I mean, like,
You're right.
I wash my share of dishes.
You're right. You know.
So
You're
now
right
this
on
is
pots
this
and
is
pans.
this is the tricky part. So you want the cheese to be in there long enough to get brown, but not so long as it melts to death and sticks. Now, you're watching the time, and I'm watching the edge of the piece of cheese, and I can see where it starts to brown, and I can see that it's starting to get nice and soft.
Yeah, guys, pay attention to this one. He's got a real good edge on this, a good crust on each side of that cheese, which is nice.
Really crucial thing, a fish spatula. You know, you can get it for $12.99 or $200. It's nice and thin and flexible, so you can get underneath stuff and move it over.
Oh, look at a Houdini move on that. That's what I like to see.
All right. So
Ooh,
now
look at
we got
that
that
guy.
cheese melting on there. So we're gonna make.
You knew that was gonna happen, man. That
I'm
was
kind of
great.
mad about that little part right there.
That
Actually.
little piece, huh?
Yeah, I'm mad about that.
We'll blame the cooktop on it. Don't blame yourself.
I was gonna blame you.
Oh, he blamed me for it. Yeah, I think I swung the pan around. You know what I mean?
You did. So we're gonna make a brown butter sauce here. I'm gonna drop this butter in and let it brown. And you can't see it browning because the pan's black, and of course you know.
Yeah, a little getting that nutty, getting that good flavor of that butter.
And then I'm gonna toast some of the sage in here. And oh, that smells.
Man, that's the best
That
thing in the world.
smells so
Bill.
good.
That's it.
That smells so
You want to
good.
make friends in your house? Fry some sage and butter. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my God.
God dang.
What do you think? Right time?
I think it's the right time.
You think
know
it's
what I mean?
time?
Look at that. A little fried sage, a little butter.
So now we're gonna put a little lemon juice in here, and that stops the browning, so the butter doesn't burn.
The acid, making with the butter, you know, with the good sage, really gives it a nice rich flavor. And that acidity cuts it really nice. There you go.
And vegetarian doesn't mean low-cal.
I don't know, Natalie. We might have to arm wrestle for this one. I don't know. She's pretty strong though, huh?
You might be able to outrun her though.
I don't think so. I think she's got me beat hands
And then we're just gonna put a little bit of pine nuts up on there. There you go, dinner.
That's a beautiful dish.
Dinner
Check
time.
that out, guys. Bill Fuller's trumpets, man, with that fried cheese and the sage. Pine nuts top it off.
Oh my God.
Lights out, man. This is a winner.
Yeah, let's eat that.
Yeah, let's eat that. All right, now, Bill, talk to us about some of the vegan cheese options for that smoked mozzarella, you know, that we could, you know, try at home to keep it all vegan, you know?
Right, you know, we use some different vegan cheeses at Mad Mex and whatever, and I've been kind of playing with that. We're looking to doing a new project that involves pizza, and I want to have a vegan option. And the one thing I really found that melts very nicely on sort of like, that would melt nicely like that, as well as on a pizza, is like a Violife mozzarella, which you can get that, I think, I'm pretty sure at Whole Foods.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that's a nice option. You know, the brown butter is a bit harder. You're not gonna fake a brown butter,
yeah.
but you might be able to use like a little nutritional yeast and sprinkle it in the olive oil and maybe drop a little bit of white wine in there, and you might get a similar kind of sauce, and then finish it with lemon juice.
I like that. Yeah.
You got to play with it.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. A little bit of work on your part there, but to find the right cheese, especially you guys at home. I'm sure you have a go-to, cheese alternative that you use now. I know Natalie said she makes her own, and some people do as well. So that'd be great. Boiling pots,
all right,
skillets.
So you gotta swap with me. I gotta go to the mixer.
I'll moonwalk. You know what I mean? I'll moonwalk. I'll sidestep you. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a good square dance.
There you go.
You know what I mean? We're light on our feet for bigger guys. You know what I mean?
We should be offensive linemen.
We should be. You know what I mean? We'll talk to Kim.
You be the center because we need a center.
Exactly.
And you're built like a center, and I'll be a guard.
You're pulling guard. Yeah, you are. Yeah. You're light on your feet.
Yeah. All right.
What's up? KitchenAid, huh?
So
thing's got that's the wear and tear, man.
This is my baby
she's been
from
with
home.
you a while.
Yeah. I think more than 20 years at this point.
I love that.
Yeah. So what we're going to do is we're going to make a fresh ricotta cavatelli. Now,
hey,
this is really easy. It looks a little hard. It sounds a little hard. It's not a little hard. All right.
Super ingredient. What do we got? 4 ingredients, 5 ingredients.
So
right?
we're gonna make the dough, and so it's gonna work for 3 minutes. We're gonna wrap that up and set it aside till tomorrow. And I have some pre-made dough from yesterday. We're gonna roll it out and run it through my clickety-clack machine.
I love that. I love that jammy jam. That machine's sweet. Tell them why to let it sit overnight. That's a crucial step too. You know
So
what I
it's
mean?
a couple of things. So when you mix it up, you get all the proteins activated in the glutens, and you want that to relax because you're making a nice soft noodle here. It's not some hard noodle. It's not going through an extruder. It's a nice soft noodle. It's going to go through this very delicate cutter, and also it gives a minute for the flour to hydrate and the water and the flour to kind of come together.
That's where you get that nice puff and that lovely fresh dough.
So I'm a fan of whole milk ricotta. You can buy expensive fancy ricotta, or you can buy Giant Eagle ricotta. I mean, but whole milk I think really is is what you want on this.
Yeah,
right?
you don't want to start skimping. Not at this point in the game. You know what I mean? I'll be your. You want me to squeegee it?
So.
Look at that. Huh? I got it. Thank you.
Look at that. Look at that.
You know what I mean? You ever thought you'd have this? I got this. So I can do this all day for you. Look, bam.
That doesn't go in the garbage.
Okay, now I put it right in the
so
sink.
I put the cheese and the egg in there. I'm just going to get it started. You don't really have to. Oh, that looks so good.
Man, it looks nice in there, huh?
So the cheese is mixed. Now we got 2 kinds of flour. This is some regular AP flour, all-purpose flour.
And what's our ratios on this flour, Bill?
So it's a pound of ricotta, 3 eggs, 2 cups of flour, and 2 cups of semolina flour. Now semolina is made from a harder grain, and it's a pasta flour. And I like to go 50-50 on this, again, because we're ending up in a nice tender place.
You're right.
Not rugged.
Safe, tender place. And I like these recipes that have, real good, measurements. 2 cups of this, 2 of this, 3 eggs. Real easy to remember.
So now we need,
you don't have to break
timer.
anything down or start cutting,
You got a timer?
Timer. I got it right here on my phone.
All right, somebody time me. It's now 2 3/4 minutes.
Got it.
All right. So here's what we're going to do after this. We're going to let this mix up. We're going to set it aside. And then we're going to roll the dough from last night, and then we're going to make the pasta. All right? And if you can see, it's already coming together real nice.
That's what you want to see, too, on a nice dough.
You just want, and this dough, you just want to mix it just enough to come together. It doesn't need a lot of work, because again, it's a tender dough.
And that's nice, because you don't have to put a lot of bench work into it either. You know what I mean? You don't have to put a lot of, I don't like to put a lot of back-breaking work into it anyway.
No, and people will make this by themselves, or by hand, and you can do that.
Yeah.
But my mother-in-law got this for me for Christmas like 23 years ago, and I like to keep it working.
Yeah, keep it working. Keep it.
It's the second best thing she ever gave me.
I love that. Not even going to go for the first. I don't even know. We're at 37. We got 1 more minute.
A duvet cover.
Duvet cover.
No.
I knew it, man. That's it. That's it. I figured.
All right.
We got 1 more minute.
Barely even going to need it. Oh, it looks good. And if you can see now, in the camera, it's totally just pulled away from the walls of the bowl.
Yep.
It's picked up pretty much all the flour that's in there. You get any of that all over there? All right.
That's what we like to see. A nice clean bowl. There's your 38. You're right there.
Done.
Yep.
All right, so the dough's worked its way off the hook.
Yeah, that's a good sign.
It's all come off the sides of the bowl. Feels nice.
Yeah, that's great texture.
Feels nice.
Don't eat the dough.
Don't eat the dough.
Don't eat the dough.
Good. What are you, Italian?
Hey, what? I don't think I started eating cooked pasta until I was older.
All right,
All right,
that's going to
fridge.
go in the fridge. So we're going to move this out of the way.
Slide it down, huh?
Slide it down.
Here's the prize right there. Look at that.
So this is what I made last night. And it's just, oh, it's beautiful. Tender, soft, supple. It has just a little sticky surface, but it's not sticky. So.
I tell you what, you got every adjective for that. I love it.
Oh, I love.
Soft, supple. I like it.
So I'm just gonna work half this right now. All right. So put some.
Olay, I got that.
I missed.
You're all right, man. That's it. That's what I'm here for.
So what I'm gonna
another pretty face here.
What I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna roll this out to about a ½ inch thick, and you can see it stretches real nice. Just a little spring. Oh.
Great color on it with the semolina in there.
Yeah,
huh? That's what's literally a little bit different right there, huh?
And if you really want to get sassy, you could ditch some of the egg whites and substitute another egg yolk or two too. That would make it even more yellow.
That is pretty sassy. How do you feel about when your pesto? Anything about farm fresh eggs versus regular eggs?
Well, the eggs I use here are from a local farmer, and you know, and I think it just gives a better flavor.
You're right. I think it gives it a better all flavor. Just look at him go, huh?
So we're going to cut this into strips about a ½ inch wide. Oh, I can't wait. The next part's so exciting. I'm so excited.
I know. I've been playing with this thing off camera. It's like this salad shooter of pasta.
So I've taught my daughter, who likes to cook. She's 20, so I taught her how to do this. So now I'll make the dough at one day, and then the next day, if she's around, she'll roll it out and crank it out. And you know what? She makes better cavatelli than I do. Because me, I'm not totally exact, you know. Kind of ½ an inch.
She's more meticulous with it. You know,
Yeah.
We're a run and gun type crew, you know?
Let's slide that out of the way. Now you're gonna work, so this cavatelli maker, there's a bunch of different kinds. You can buy it online. Not expensive, $27, $35. And we're gonna take our tray.
For a lifetime of fun there.
For a lifetime of fun. Now all you do is you take it, put it in one end.
What? You're lying. Mind blown. Crew, look at that. Check that out. You know what I mean? Woo!
Look at that.
Let me see her.
Are you eating it raw?
No.
Man,
Keep going.
we'll get worms from that.
Look how good. That is pretty slick.
You wanna give it a shot?
Yeah, I do. I definitely want to give it a shot.
You know you want a piece of that.
Yeah.
And while you're cranking more of that out, I'm gonna start over here. No.
No, under here.
Right in, yep.
Look at that, huh? You're lying.
And you gotta go fast.
How'd I do, huh?
That's all right, that's all right.
Yeah, I tell you what, I know what I want for Christmas. Listen, if my family sees this, they know what I'm getting for Christmas.
Yeah, you know when it's sad though, because there's only one way to make cavatelli that I know of, and it's with that tool. So it's super fun to make a couple of pounds at home, but when you need to get 30 pounds done on a Saturday afternoon at the restaurant, there's a lot of time.
Right. You're right. Look at this jammy, man. I tell you what.
Oh my God, I think.
Oh man, dude.
Oh man, that one was perfect. That one was perfect.
Dude, I'm sold.
Oh dude, you're killing it.
You better not blink after this, man. This might come in my car.
You need a part-time job?
You're right, absolutely. Better believe it, man.
So now what I do with this cavatelli is I'll fill the tray, pop it in the freezer, let it freeze overnight, and put it in baggies. And I'll make 4 or 5 batches at a time. We'll crank it out, we'll put it in baggies, and we'll just eat it as we go.
That's nice. And that's good for you guys at home, too. Think about it, man. You want to make a big batch, you know, now you don't have to make, you know, a mess, and you always have, you know, fresh gnocchi around, which...
Yeah, it's cavatelli because of the shape, but it's also a ricotta gnocchi dough. It's the same thing.
That's it.
Now,
when you're an Italian from Bloomfield like myself and you're calling it ricotta, I call it gnocchi all day. You know what I mean? That's my Pittsburgh.
I've never made a fresh cavatelli like that vegan.
Yeah.
So I don't know an answer for that, and I'm thinking about it. So we're gonna now just make dinner here.
Yeah, let's just make dinner.
I got a nice hot pan, and I'm gonna put this broccoli in here, and I'm just gonna let it roast. I'm gonna let it get a little black on the side. I'm just gonna let it get some nice color.
Good caramelization.
And when it gets some good color, I'm gonna drop in this garlic that I have right here. I'm gonna season it. Again, salt and pepper. Doesn't hurt. If you grow up eating a lot of processed food or a lot of takeout food or a lot of fast food, you don't ever season anything. But if you're cooking from raw, it needs salt and pepper.
Yeah, they gotta have the layers, right, Bill? You know what I mean? Season as you go, everybody tells you. You know, it makes a world of difference.
Now what's gonna go in here is, I got a bunch of this lacinato kale. Let me grab this other bunch so I can show it to the camera.
Yeah.
Now this stuff.
If we're not a broccoli crowd, man, what else can we sub in here? You know what I mean?
Pick your vegetable.
Pick your vegetable.
Pick your vegetable. Yeah.
Stay green, maybe some big Brussels or something.
Or
you know.
cauliflower.
Cauliflower works well.
Chunks of carrot. I mean, like this, and it doesn't have to be
beautiful. Though.
Lacinato kale, but this is lacinato kale, also called Tuscan kale, also
Tuscan
called
kale, endive, no kale.
Anyhow, it's a nice dark green. Now I'll even slice it super thin and eat it raw in a salad. It's a great grain, great thing. And what we've done here is chunked it up. I have some farro grain, which is a wheat relative.
The oldest.
Give it a little body, a little depth, and some cannellini beans. Nice cannellini beans. So we're gonna brown this off. We're gonna add the garlic, a little and Calabrian chili. So this, it's like screaming hot ingredient in food right now, and it's Calabrian chili. And you don't have to buy a jar this big, but you know this. If you can see in the camera, this is 2 weeks at my house.
Yeah.
Like we kill this, and it's hot, but it's not habanero. It's like
you're right.
It's hot.
It is. It's almost the Italian chili. You get a good flavor from the roasted chili. There's seeds in there. There's oil in there.
Yeah.
It's a great alternative for a spicy.
So I was at work today, and my phone rings like 12 o'clock, and I had put all this stuff together and put it in my downstairs fridge. So I stopped by there, grab it out of the downstairs fridge, and bring it here to do this demo. My daughter's like, "Where's the Calabrian chili?"
Right away. That's it.
I mean, she got out of bed, making herself something to eat, and she said, "Where is it? Where is it?"
Yeah, eggs and Calabrian chili. You know what I mean?
Oh, that is so good.
Right?
All right, so.
Great color on this broccoli. Got a nice little brown on it, huh?
Yeah, I got some sear on some of the broccoli.
Yeah.
It's mostly cooked. I don't want to cook it all the way because by the time we add the rest of the ingredients, boil it a little bit.
We need the texture. We don't want it. We don't want broccoli soup, gang. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mushy broccoli is sadness. All right, I'm going to add a little bit more oil because most of what we have is evaporated, and I'm just going to let.
And you're going to see that with a lot of the vegetables, man. They're going to release some moisture. They're going to suck up a lot of that flavor, and that's really why this stuff tastes so much more flavorful when it's fresh.
And also one of the things that happens is you're cooking. People see me add more oil. Well, as that sears, a lot of that oil.
You're right.
Evaporates.
I mean,
it goes out in the air. Now, are we going to be
let's say rule of thumb here. Like, what are the normal people going to use? You know what I mean? That much. Okay.
That's a good amount. It's going to make it zesty without being death-defying.
Absolutely.
All right, and that's where we want to be. Then I'm going to just let that toast. It might be getting you right in the back of your throat.
Yeah.
And I'm going to add a little white wine to slow her down.
Yeah. Anything. We want to use it dry. What do we want to use there?
Well, this is actually a really. I forgot to get a cheap cooking wine, so this is a really nice one of my favorite bottles. It's a nice dry Spanish sparkling wine. It's delicious stuff.
Oh, thanks. That's it.
Yeah.
I know what we're drinking tonight. Great job.
There you go.
Nothing but the best for chef. I love this. Chef on chef love.
So now, hang on. I gotta get it. So in making pastas,
super important. Super important.
You got to season the water, and you should season it so that it's seasoned about like ocean water. So like if you taste it, it tastes like ocean water. Anything less, and you're not going to get seasoning inside the pasta.
How are we with oil in pasta? Oil in that water, you know what I mean?
So here's the thing about oil and water. If you put oil in your pasta water, your pasta's not going to stick, but your sauce is not going to stick to your pasta. So if you're cooking like we are, we're coming right out of this water, we're going to go right into the skillet, and we're going to want the cheese and the butter and the oil to kind of coat that ricotta cavatelli. You don't want oil in your water.
Especially when we're using a fresh pasta.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Great. So, and now the other thing we're going to do, look at that.
You know what I mean, man. I am here for you. Literally.
You're like Vanna White.
That's it. Behind door number 1. No more letters here.
All right.
We're out of letters. We're out of vowels.
Out of vowels. All right.
All right, out of vowels.
So now, fresh pasta cooks fast. All right. And so I'm just going to, now I'm cooking it in here, and I'm going to scoop it out with this because when I scoop it out, I'm going to bring pasta water with it.
Yeah.
And the pasta water with the vegetables is what's going to make our sauce.
Going to kind of stew it in there. And then, like you said, the starch of that water is really going to come in and really make it nice and fun. So I like that. Make sure you made a little extra for me too.
Oh, I mean, this is pretty big. That's a pretty big batch I got on here. You look hungry.
I am. Between that cheese, you're teasing me with these mushrooms, everything, But I love this idea, This is a great way to build a lot of flavor. And then, here's the thing. You're getting a lot of protein with the beans.
With the farro.
The farro, absolutely. And, that chili's going to really give it that acid and that cut of that sweet heat, Look how... I love how delicate they look, man. I tell you what, they look perfect.
And I'm in here stirring. I'm not in here mashing it. I'm just kind of fluffing it, kind of like moving the water around to move the pasta around. Because when you first drop it in, you don't want it to sit on the bottom of the pot, because then you'll have a ricotta cavatelli blob.
And these are beautiful because I used to cook when I was a kid. I would make them with my grandmother. And literally every one that I would take, she would take and throw back because it wasn't really the same length. Or it wasn't really the same thing. She would say, that's not good. I mean, for every 2 I made, she took 1 away. And I was like, literally I ended up with more pasta at the end of the day.
There you go. So
I had to roll. So, I mean, this is perfect for this kid. All
right. So now, if you look in the pot here, the fresh pasta, as soon as it floats, it's cooked. So we're going to bring it over, and we're going to be generous about bringing some of this water over too. Because in fact, I might even directly scoop some of the water in here, because that's what's going to make our sauce. Oh, we can't do that on TV.
You sure? Yeah. I mean, we can do whatever we want.
All right.
You know what I mean?
So now,
I'll lower that pasta water for you.
So now all this needs to do, maybe you can even take that pasta water away.
Absolutely.
Move it off to the side.
Yes,
Since
sir.
You're being really helpful here tonight.
Good, man. I tell you what, I'm not bad. All right.
All right. So now, this is going to come to a simmer. We might need a little bit more of that pasta water before it's all over.
You want another little drop?
Yeah.
I'll keep it on the ready here, all right?
Yeah, let's get a little,
I shouldn't have got real fun with it here.
Just a little smidge more here.
Can't go wrong with that.
Yeah. And so the pasta water, once we've cooked that pasta, so it's salted, and now it has the flour from the surface of the pasta.
Starchiness.
So it's starchiness. So when it comes in here and cooks with these other ingredients, it's going to bind together and make a nice sauce. Which one of these is hotter, front or back?
They're both hot. They're both cranks. They're
right.
both up to 12s.
All right. Your grandmother still around?
Yeah.
She still make pasta?
No, I actually make some for her. She's in her 90s, man.
That's
She's
old.
still tough. Like, they don't build them like that, but she still says, these are okay, but you know what I mean? Like, they're never that good. She still eats them though.
My mother's mother died 2 years ago at 100 years old.
100, huh?
She smoked almost her whole life.
Get out.
Drank every day.
That's it. My grandma smoked for probably 50, 60 years.
Yeah, my grandma quit well after we were adults. Yeah. And she made it that far, so.
But it's still, they literally made everything fresh. Didn't buy anything. And this was like, peas and carrots and like, big pasta dishes like this was, standard.
And people ask me a lot of time, is this dish healthy?
Yeah.
And I say, well,
what's your definition of health?
What do you want healthy to be? And so, like, is there butter and olive oil in here? Yeah.
Yeah.
But is everything from the earth in here? Yeah.
Exactly. Is everything from the earth in there, and is it balanced enough to where we have the right proteins? Do we have, the good starches? Are we getting, all the vitamins and nutrients?
Right.
Is a key component.
So now here's the key part. We're going to spread the cheese around kind of all over.
Man, I tell you what.
A little Pecorino Romano, which is a sheep's milk cheese, and
This is like my
Parmigiano
cologne
Reggiano.
in the early 90s.
And pasta always needs
A little bit of butter.
just a little bit of butter.
Yeah.
Now, and fresh basil. Now, I have it whole leaves or torn into chunks. It's just going in just like that.
I love that.
No reason to chiffonade it. No reason to puree it.
Especially in like a rustic like this, delicate rustic like dish. That's just gonna melt in there and make friends fast.
That's what I try to tell sometimes my cooks, like, throw a handful in there. Don't put 2 leaves in there.
Yeah, make them taste it. You know what I mean? Add to the flavor. You're right.
All right.
Man,
And
what are you putting that?
oh, that basil smells so good.
Everything, man. Everything.
And
smells
so now
good.
you can see.
And that's it. You're right. The starchiness of that water is like almost making it like a white sauce.
I feel like
pale
I want some more
sauce.
cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there are measurements on this recipe, but it is meant to be adapted.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to adapt because the pasta's never going to be the same texture every time. You
The
know what I mean?
vegetables aren't going to be the same
You're
every
right.
time.
The moisture is always going to be a little bit different too.
Oh, look at that. That's nice.
Yeah, that's looking friendly. Very friendly. I love the bean
And then
touch.
we're gonna. What do I do with my bowl here?
My bowl.
My
Right
bowl.
over there. It's
My
far
bowl.
right, Bill.
My
Far
bowl.
right.
All right, we're just gonna put it in a bowl, and this is.
You want a big spoon?
I had a bigger one over here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, look at this one. Look at this. This is a special pasta plating spoon right there.
That is a beautiful spoon. I saw that other spoon you used too. Is that like your go-to?
This is just a bunch of spoons from my house.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll go to the thrift store and sort of hunt around. There you go.
That's beautiful. Would you even top it with some chili at the end for the
So-
advantageous person, or is that not like faux pas? Tell us
Well,
about
I mean,
it.
maybe why don't you hear, taste it and see if it needs more chili?
I'm in, Bill.
I mean, like really.
I mean, I'm
See
not
if it
shy,
needs more cheese on top.
You know. I'm banging. Oh, well good.
It's got a little zip to it, but it's not crazy.
No, it's got a little zip to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a little topper.
Yeah.
Get a little topper, and
There
then
you go.
I'm gonna put a little bit, just like a little bit on that corner.
Oh.
I'm a man on this. I love this. Once you pull that out,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna regret it, huh?
Oh no, it's good stuff. It's good. That Calabrian chili is good. And Calabrian chili is a little bit hard to find. You can buy it at any of the Italian market.
Man,
What's the place in Aspinwall? Come on.
come on, man.
Come
I am
on.
no help to you right now.
Oh my God.
What is it? Not the Lalo's.
Oh, it's not Ruggeri's. Anyhow, any of the
Hands in
Italian
a bowl.
markets. Labriolas for the
Labriola.
win. Labriolas, you can get it.
Thank you
They
for
don't
the
have
peanut gallery.
They don't have a big jar like this. You got to be kind of crazy and order that online for
Man,
yourself.
that's good though. All right.
All right.
I'll just keep chewing.
There you go.
Natalie,
And
nothing to
there's,
see here. All right.
there's a couple dishes. Boom, done.
Boom, done. Bill, outstanding dish, man.
Thank you.
Flavors
Thank you.
through the roof, top to bottom. Where are we serving this for? I mean, like, what do you think? It's Sunday dinners,
It's dinner at home, a piece of bread and this, maybe a salad, and you got all you need.
little
You got
loaf
all-
of bread, right?
Yeah.
That's it.
You know what? In my world, I live in the world of leftover Altavia focaccia. Because at the end of the night, we always have some left. So I have some day old,
You
2-day old.
need to
3-day-old.
call. I like the 2-day-old, 3-day-old focaccia. I'm that guy.
I think I need to come into that
Ah,
world too.
exactly.
I want to come into the world of day-old focaccia from Altavia. Anything from Altavia. Thank you so much for these amazing dishes. This is such a great introduction for people that maybe want to try vegetarian cooking but don't know where to start. You can't go wrong with a good old-fashioned pasta dish, right?
You can't.
Hands down. I tell you what, it's a winner all day long.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for joining us, and we can't wait to see what's cooking up next time.